Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today what we're going to do pretty much is we're going to have an updated video for the Caravans. So I made a video when the game first came out. It was about April 1st when the first video came out. I pretty much explained how to get a Caravan, the benefits and all that other stuff. But that video is very outdated because there's been a lot of changes, there's been a lot of fixes, there's been a lot of nerfs to Caravans. And now it feels like I should make another video kind of talking about the changes. Is it still worth it? How it's done and all that. Just, a quick updated version pretty much, right? Well, as quick as I can make it. So, as always, I have a script. It's going to be on the screen right now. Everything I say in this video will be down in that script below. And, yeah, just check it out if you want to translate it, if English isn't your first language, or if you want to do anything with it. It's all there. This is going to be as of patch 1.4.1, the beta patch. I'm recording this on May 17th, 2020. So just so you guys know what time I'm recording this. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to go over a couple things. So I'm going to go over how the Caravan has changed, the good and the bad, and then how to make the perfect Caravan as of right now. And also when to kind of make it. That's pretty much all the things I'm going to go over. So let's start it out. So Caravans, since the start of the game, they've been severely nerfed, but also have good fixes as well, in my opinion. Like I said before I made my first video, Caravan sizes ranged about 30 to 100 troops. That was the party size. It depended on a lot of different factors, but as your Caravan just continued to grow, so did the size of it. And but the problem was with that is they were 30 to 100 troops, but you have to understand, back in the day, 80% of every single AI party, whether it was a Lord or a minor faction or even Caravans, they all had about 80%, 70 to 80% recruits. That was like making up half their army. And by recruits, I mean, if I could find these guys, pretty much the lowest form of a troop. That's what 80% of every single army in a Caravan, that's what it consisted of when the game first came out, right? Also, companions that you chose to run the Caravan with, because you need to choose one companion to be pretty much the leader, right? So they did not earn trade skill experience, even though if you go to the trade skill, it says how to learn trade skill, operate Caravan. So that's one of the main functions is if you operate a Caravan, then you will upgrade your trade XP. So by that fact, all your companions, if they start a Caravan, right, their trade skills should go up over time, but it did not until now, which I'm gonna get to. And then and yeah, pretty much those are the two main things. And since the huge nerf of the party size, a lot of people were not in favor of it, and a lot of people kind of pretty much gave up on Caravans, and pretty much all the good changes they made to Caravans after that was very overlooked, in my opinion. So the big nerf that I keep mentioning, all it did was it took the party size from, like I said earlier, 30 to 100 troops down to 30. That is the max amount of troops you can have in a Caravan. So pretty much you can purchase a Caravan. You can also purchase an upgraded version of a Caravan, right? Which I'm going to get to a little bit later. But the party size will always be 30. They'll have better troops, but 30 is the max party size. And people didn't like that at all, because 30, if you think about it, it's a very small number. And usually mid to late game, you see a lot of Lords rolling around in these big numbers. Or if we go to my other pretty much companions, right, as you can see, 200s, 100s, like a Caravan of 30 is a very easy target for what do you call it, for any Lord, pretty much. People were not happy about this. But before we get to the but, also another downfall was that AI Lords and Bandits target your Caravan more. That was also included one of the updates. It was pretty much like a nerf, another one where Caravans couldn't just be like these cash cows that just kept giving you a profit without being touched. The developers didn't like that. They wanted it to be targeted more. So yeah, that's another thing people did not like. But let's get to the quick list of things that happened that were good for caravans that were very much overlooked because of all the caravan nerfs and things like that. So in patch 1.1.0, we have better caravan troop equipment. So overall equipment, shields, all that stuff that they carried, that was improved. Next, in 1.1.1, caravans sell prisoners if they capture any, which is also very good. So if they get into a fight and they win, guess what? You'll get more income out of it. Then in 1.3, we have companions with a higher trade skill earn more with caravans. So the higher trade skill that your companion has, like let's say you have, I'm going to talk about the good companions with trade skill in a little bit, but this is one of the good ones, the spice vendor, right? So they have 100. So the more, what do you call it? The higher the trade skill, the more they will get. As you can see, the trade penalty reduction of 20%. So they will get better prices, which in turn will give you more profits. Then we have also in 1.3, we have caravans will rest in settlements for longer if wounded. Also very good. So if they just get into a fight, they're not going to keep continuing their path. They're going to rest up, make sure they're, stocked up like always and, good to go. Every lord does this, but it's good that they included caravans in this fix as well. Then in 1.3 also we have caravans will now always be mobile, not stand around. Sometimes there was a glitch where a lot of caravans, and the reason why you saw a lot of your caravans being attacked was because they just stopped somewhere or they got slowed down or something like that. But now they will always be mobile, so they're going to be a lot harder to catch. And if you've noticed, caravans are pretty fast. Then we have in also 1.3, so we have a lot of changes in 1.3. You can create better caravans with an increased price. Like I stated before, I'm going to show you exactly what that means in a second, but I'm just going to go over this list real quick. And then in 1.4, we have trade skill XP rewarded to companions. So the main thing that I was talking about, where companions did not earn trade skill XP, now they do. So let's say if I choose this companion, her trade skill will go up, and then as the trade skill goes up, also she will get better profits off the caravan as well. So it's pretty much like a snowball effect. And eventually, the more she operates a caravan, the better and more profitable she will become when in charge of a caravan. So those are all the good changes. And you heard the nerfs. Now, let's talk about how to actually make a caravan. And then we're going to talk about, is it worth it? So how do you make a caravan? It's very simple. So first, you need two things. You need a companion in your party to run the caravan. You need one companion. It has to be in your party because when you show up to the town, they have to be a part of your group so they can be transferred to that caravan, right? I would suggest ones with high trade skill. You can also get warriors, or you can get somebody with a good scouting or something like that, right? But I suggest a high trade skill. It gives you a good advantage right away. Good, and then the good companions that have a high trade skill, it goes like this. Spice vendors are the best. They have 100 trade, and the Swift have 80 trade. Now, how do you find these companions? Well, press the key N, the hotkey N, and you'll be taken to the encyclopedia. Go to Heroes, go to Wanderers on this left-hand side, and these are all the companions that are in your game currently. They do populate over time, so the longer you run your game, the longer this list will become. More will come in all the time, right? And as you can see, you have the Spice Vendor, which I talked about, and I'm pretty sure if I look up here, I can find the Swift as well. Let's see. Right here, we have the Swift. And as you can see, they have 80 trade, like I said before. Now, if you want to find this person, all you do is last seen here, click where that is, and it will tell you, what's it called? It will tell you the location, it will tell you the clan that it's under, so then you can look, find it, and go to them and pretty much get them as a companion, right? So once you have the companion, the second thing you will need is 15k gold or 22.5k gold. And this depends on if you want the basic caravan like I stated before, or you want to make a stronger one with better troops. So 15k is for the basic, 22.5k is for the, what do you call it? The stronger one. Now once you have both, right, and you're ready to start a caravan, go to any town that you're, I guess, positive with or neutral with, right? But I would suggest go to a town that is deep in your kingdom. And what I mean by this is, if you're a vassal or a mercenary, or if you own your own kingdom, right? Let's say you own these towns right here, right? I would suggest you go up to Reval or Vercheg and start your caravan, because that will be more time that your caravan will spend in your area instead of going, let's say, to a place all the way down here, right? And all of a sudden these guys start a war with you. Well, guess what? Your caravan's in enemy locations and it'll be taken out a lot easier. So always make sure to kind of start it somewhere where it's safe in your kingdom, so it's far away from enemy troops if a war does start, right? So let's start in Varcheg. All you do is go to a town, any town, like I said before. Talk to any of the nobles. They cannot be a gang leader. Gang leaders cannot start caravans. They have to own something. As you can see, he's the owner of a wood workshop, owner of a tannery, owner of the, you know what I'm saying? They have to be owners. All you do is click on them, press talk. Once you get to this screen, say hello, and then go, I wish to form a caravan. Now, here's the basic option, the 15,000. And if you want one with better troops, here's the one with better troops. So you're gonna press this, then you're gonna pick your companion that has to be in your party. Remember, we're gonna pick her, and boom, you paid for it, and that's all you do. Now you just leave, and as you will see, we're gonna fast forward this a little bit, and you're gonna see our caravan pop out of this town and go on its way. There she is, right here. Just popped out and went on its way. And that's pretty much it. That's how you make a caravan, and then you just hope for the best, right? Now let's talk about, is it worth it to make a caravan? Well, in my opinion, it depends. I think it is a great mid to late game way of making dinars, but it might not be worth it early game. But at the same time, you can get lucky early game, start a caravan, and then just, you know, it becomes profitable, it's unattacked, but most likely that will not happen, right? Because you do not have control of the map. And what I mean by control of the map is you don't have allies and you don't have fiefs. So here's the reasons why it's not viable early game. So this is what I'm talking about before you're a vassal or you own your own kingdom. So you have a lack of power. You own no fiefs. You don't own a town. You don't own a castle, right? And then also, you don't have any other clans. Like if you're a ruler, right? You have clans under you, right? They're also patrolling all the time. And let's say one of your caravans does get attacked, right? Let's say this is my caravan, and let's say I'm not the owner of this caravan, but I'm allied with the owner, right? I can see that they're being attacked, and I could choose. Let's say they get attacked by a big group. I can choose to go help, and the AI will also choose to go help. Same way they choose to go help villagers that are under attack, right? So if you own the land around here, and there's clans that own land around here, they will be patrolling, and if they see something get attacked, they will go help it. But early game, you don't have that, you don't have those allies or those towns to really make that viable. Also, your companion slots. So every time you get clan tier upgrades, you get an additional companion limit. So this number goes up, and also these numbers goes up, right? How much parties you can create, and how much caravans you can create. In the beginning, you might only have, I think it's what, 3 or 4 slots in the companions, right? And you can waste that all on caravans, but guess what? Then you're not going to have enough for parties, and parties are very important if you want to create an army that you don't have to waste influence on. So if you use up all your companions in caravans to gain a lot of money, you're not going to have any power when it comes to an army. So always remember that. And then that's pretty much why I think it's not viable early game, but here's why it's viable mid game, and it's pretty much the exact opposite of what I was just talking about. So if you're a vassal and you own your own kingdom, you will finally have some security, like I stated before. If your caravan gets attacked, somebody will help it if they are nearby, so it's less of a chance of your caravan actually dying if they are attacked, right? Also, what do you call it? You will have more land, you will have fiefs, you will have, you will have a community pretty much around you that will protect the caravan more. And you'll have a safe area where there won't be enemy. So let's, like I said before, if we own all of this, right? This is our safe area. Usually, if we're at war, let's say with right here, let's say there's the Vladians, let's say we're at war with them, right? They're not going to go deep into here, right? They're going to attack these towns first. So if your caravan is operating over here, your caravan will be fine. That's the safe area. So like I said before, that's why you always want to make it in the safe area in the kingdom, mid to late game pretty much. And also your companion slots, as you can see, I am clan tier 5, and every single tier after this I'll get an additional companion slot. So I have plenty of companions. I can max out my parties and I can still have enough for companions. And then even after that, I can still have enough to put into, what do you call it, like governors of my fiefs, right? So that's pretty much why, in my opinion, I think that mid to late game, it's a great investment. It's safer. It's a lot safer. And it makes sense. But early game, I don't think so. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this discussion. Well, not discussion, kind of like a little updated video. How to create a caravan, stuff that's changed. And yeah, it's still up to you if you want to do it. I'm not telling you you have to do it. You know what I mean? However you want to go in the game is however you want to go. But yeah, like always, ask me any questions and stay safe.